Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we're going to be going out in that car over there. That is a Ford Escort RS Cosworth. Now that car there, it belongs to a good friend of mine, Jonathan. He owns that Mark III Focus RS that we went out in recently. And in that video, like I said, we are going to be going out in his RS Cosy. He's obviously bought it down. That car used to be on my bedroom wall poster when I was like a kid, and we used to draw those cars, me and a chap called Lee, who had a Mark II Focus RS that we went out in. So it's kind of like meeting like my kind of a hero car from my generation. So let's go and have a look at that. So guys, here's the hero car of the 90s. This was the ultimate hot hatch in the 90s. This one has been restored from like the nuts and bolts from the ground up. This is a 1996 N plate. It's finished off in the Imperial Blue. So this car then guys, it's had the Graham Good 305 conversion, which basically means it's got the 300 horsepower engine with the small turbo. The earlier RS Cossies, they had the bigger turbo. In the one of the last of the sort of run cars, which was this one, they had the smaller turbo, which obviously made it a little bit easier to drive, I guess, not a huge amount of turbo lag. A few things to note. Obviously styling wise, it's got this nice kind of carbon splitter. It's got the quad headlight conversion done on this car, which makes the front end look really aggressive. These alloy wheels here, these are the 18-inch replicas of the 16. It gives the car a real nice kind of road cred. It's wearing the Goodyear Eagle F1 tyres. So what I really like about it is the fact that you've got these boxed arches on the front and the rear. It really gives the car some proper stance. So the exhaust on this Escort RS, it's a full turbo back mongoose exhaust, stainless steel all the way through. Obviously this car doesn't even have a cat. I'm not sure if the cats were around in the sort of mid 90s, but this is a turbo back exhaust, so you get a real nice straight through exhaust sound. And then guys, around the back here you've got this mandatory RS wing. So the interior guys is finished off in this black leather. It's got the Recaro leather seats. The speedo and the dials, they're all obviously with like this kind of a period white look. Check the speedo out guys, it goes to 170 miles an hour. You've got the ancillary dials up here that looks at turbo boost, oil pressure, battery level, etc. So guys, here's the power plant of the RS Cosworth. Now look how clean this car is. I mean, you can literally eat your dinner off that, and that is not a kind of over exaggeration. Absolutely clean. It's the inline 4 Cosworth engine. It's got the small turbo like we said before. It is producing something in the region of about 300 odd horsepower. Absolutely spot on. Look how clean it is. This car has been kind of restored, like I said before, ground up, and it kind of shows like all that detail under, you know, the kind of bonnet. So guys, there we go. That was a kind of a quick walk around of the car and a little kind of talk about it as well. Honestly, this is it's one of those moments I'm kind of lost for kind of words really, because it's a car that I really didn't expect to get on my channel, like especially in this kind of run up to like say the Ford content that I've been putting up. And you know, and what a car to get on, you know, one that's been totally rebuilt from the ground up. Every nut, crook, you know, kind of thing has been changed on it. Like it's just seen the engine bay, how clean it is. This is obviously, you know, one thing I forgot to mention, it is the 4x4 as well, so 4-wheel drive. It's not going to drive anything like a current kind of crop of like say cars like my M140i or anything. It's going to be very 90s, quite analog hopefully in this operation. So what we're going to do is give the car a start up. I'm not going to rev the nuts off this car, but give it a start up, take it for a drive, and yeah guys, come back here and wrap up. But I'm honestly, words cannot sort of describe how I'm feeling right now, because that car at one point in my life was on my bedroom wall. We used to draw these in my art class, and now it's here in a pristine condition. So yeah, let's go and do the rest of this vlog. saying to John, who's obviously sat with me here, it's pretty much like a dream come true to drive something as iconic as this. I mean, back in the 90s, this car was, in my opinion, the ultimate hot hatch. You had the Golf GTI, and pretty much that was it. They were producing something like about 150. They were like the Mark II stroke Mark III, the sort of deep, big bumper kind of models. 150 horsepower. This thing came in with its Asbo styling, 300 horsepower, 4-wheel drive. I'm not gonna lie guys, this car does feel very analog to drive, very 90s, like the gear shift for example, the gear operation, it's quite long. It's, I wouldn't even say it's precise, but it's the way this car is. It's what, 22 years old, this car. It's certainly no slouch guys, because once you are hitting over the 3000 RPM mark, you definitely get that push, you know, of torque coming through its engine. And you know, obviously this car, it has got 300 horsepower, so you know, it'll keep up with the modern day car. 0 to 60 is something like, you know, 5 seconds or something like that, thereabouts. But there's no way I'm going to be thrashing this car on this drive, because one, it's a very sought after car and it's quite an expensive car. You know, obviously quite, you know, it's got all the heritage and it's fully restored. Not my car, you know, it's John's sort of pride and joy, and I'm quite fortunate, if I'm honest, to actually even be driving this car, because I'm probably one of the very few people, right John, to drive this car?
Yeah, definitely. First time I've been in the passenger seat.
Oh, there you go guys. John wants to stay anonymous, so you'll hear his voice, but you probably won't see him on camera. But yeah, honestly, totally thrilled to drive this car. You know, these seats for example, like they're 23 years old, but they are so supportive. They are Recaro, and obviously Recaro makes some of the best seats in the business. This engine, 2-litre small turbo, 300 horsepower. It is very potent. You know, it's honestly, it's got a lot of torque, you know, once you're in the power band. Hopefully guys, you hear that dump valve there, or the blow off valve. These dials, they are logically laid out: rev counter, speedo, and then obviously your temperature and fuel gauge. You got the ancillary dials as well. It's a proper event driving this car. Like, you know, I was kind of a little bit hesitant, you know, is this car gonna live up to the hype? You know, I used to like really love this car back in the day. It is very analog. If you guys are used to driving your modern day hatches, you know, this takes a bit of seat time to understand how the car obviously drives. I've been driving this car for, you know, well before I started this vid, just to get a feel of it. Clutch pedal is heavy, and you've got to push it all the way to get the gear in its gate. In gear shove guys, we're getting up to speed. Good brakes, good feel. So guys, this car drives really well for its age, and the reason for it is John's had this car for, John, how long? About
20 years.
About 20 years, and over the time obviously he's restored it from the ground up. I mean, he was featured in like one of the magazines. He had a 7-page feature on it. Every sort of nut bolt on this car has been like restored, and you know, all the bushings and everything. And to be honest with you, I can understand that, because this car, if I was to just close my eyes and just drive it, I'm not going to do that. You know, it will not feel like a 23-year-old car. I've driven some quite new cars on the channel as well, which don't feel anything like this. You know, they've been totally ragged. I kind of made a half promise to John earlier on that I'm not going to rag this car, and I'm not gonna. But yeah, it's definitely potent, and a lot of attraction on the road. A lot of people are looking at this car, like, you know, because it's not one that you see every day now. So this car then guys, like I said before, it's like 23 years old. It's had a full overhaul done, like this gearbox for example, you know, it's all been refurbed. A lot of the parts that John has kind of used, they're all like the OEM parts, so you know, it's still like a Ford Escort RS Cosworth underneath, but it's now obviously maintained to a higher level. John only uses this car, what, a month in a year, 2 months, something like that, John?
Yeah, nice weather car.
Yeah, I mean, John sent me some pictures on this car of how it looks underneath. It's spotless. You know, and earlier on when we were planning to do this vid, it was going to, you know, take place on a day where there was no rain. Not only on the day, but like even like through the week, because we didn't want to like get this car on like say moist roads and get all that grit underneath. So we were like fairly decent weather for the last week or so. It's been a bit cold, but it's been dry, so obviously this vid's taking place. Totally thrilled by this drive. You know, it's like there's so much I want to talk about this car, but I can't because I can't get my words out, and it's all, you know, going all out my head. But I'm just enjoying this, and hopefully somehow I'm portraying what's my inner feeling about this car is hopefully coming out. And it's not a car that, you know, I'm gonna get to drive, you know, every day, or, you know, like I'll have like loads of people offering to get me in one of these. But for the channel, and you know, hats off to John for actually, you know, allowing me to drive this car. Massive shout out to you, John. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Right guys, so what we're going to do now, we're going to drive back to where we started this vid, and I'm going to obviously conclude. So guys, I hope you found this video enjoyable to watch, entertaining to say the least. It's a proper car, this, you know, it takes me right back to the 90s when I used to be drawing this car on a piece of paper in school. You know, and it hasn't kind of let me down from the, you know, kind of drive perspective. A very 90s car. If you have enjoyed this video, give it a like, share and subscribe to my channel for more Ford content, and obviously more BMW content as well. If you haven't checked out our Facebook group, please do. It's the BMW M Performance Hatch Club. I know it's completely irrelevant to this video because I've just been out in a Ford, but obviously I'm part of, you know, the M-Light community as well. There's a lot of valuable knowledge out there, especially if you're looking to get one of these cars. So yeah, please do check that out. Check me out on my Instagram, which will come down here as well. And hopefully guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.